What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode, the third episode of this podcast named The Road to Mom's Retirement. I'm glad to be back, man. I'm hoping you're all having a blessed day listening to this. Once again, welcome to this podcast, and we're getting right into this third episode, guys. So today we're going to talk about the urge to provide, or having a certain feeling that your purpose in life is to provide for your family. Now, the urge to provide is a really powerful and often a complex motivation that could drive many entrepreneurs or people in life in general. So, I always been wondering, what's the psychology behind having that urge or that certain feeling? Just only thinking about it, I came to the conclusion that a lot of the feelings we have are basic survival instincts. But being a male, having these survival instincts and cultural norms and expectations, it's normal to have the urge to provide, you know? So in times of crisis or economic downturns, it could really affect or intensify the urge to provide. You know, there's something called the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And basically, if I understand it right, it's a scale which has different levels to it. Now, providing for your family or a community, it can be seen as fulfilling several levels of this scale, including safety, love, or even esteem needs. You know, for me, I've always experienced this feeling, man. Even since growing up, I've always experienced the feeling that I had to provide certain protection because I grew up having a sister. Now, it's not only providing protection, but also financial providing. And that's the biggest thing in life for me at this moment, because I want to be able to provide for my mother. So for me, it really started at the time that my mom got a message from her boss that she would be fired and her job would be replaced by AI. And that moment was about a year ago or a little bit more than a year ago. And at that time, we also got a message from our landlord stating that we had to leave the house within 6 months. So the first 4 months after that, we went looking for a house because I've managed to make the promise to my mother that I was willing to provide and go and look to buy a first house for myself, but especially to give to my mother to live in and do with the house whatever she wants. Now, after 4 months, things just seemed a little bit too perfect, and that's when reality really struck me. In Belgium, a lot of the banks, they want two people to be able to rely on, you know? So me being a single man, the odds weren't in my favor, and I was not willing to get myself into debt for the upcoming 25 years and pay an insane amount of money each and every single month. Now, at that time, it was a really hard decision that I had to make, and I chose to not pursue the purchase, even though I knew it would have been a really good purchase. But I chose to not pursue that dream of mine, and that was really a hard time for me, because at the end of the day, I had to go home and tell my mother that the promise that I made back in the day, that I could not see it through or I could not make it happen. You know, it was very hard, because at that time we had a time pressure of leaving our house, my mom losing her job. So there was really a lot going on, and at that time the urge to provide was really hurting my feelings, you know, and it wasn't really that healthy. So I chose to take the smartest option and just cancel all of those plans. Now at this time I'm glad that I did, because at the end of the day it would have meant a lot of trouble just to provide, and what I'm doing right now will provide way more in the long term than when I would have bought a house. So for me, it's really important to be able to provide for your family or your loved ones. Not only because of the fulfilling part, but also the emotional part. It's like me proving myself that I did something or that I'm capable of doing a lot of things. Now, in the financial world, a lot of people have the mistake to be thinking that getting rich or dreaming big is impossible and is just not realistic. Now, if I could be the person to just break that chain, that would be an emotional trigger for me and would give so much psychological rewards in return. So, my advice would be that entrepreneurship can be a very powerful way to fulfill the urge to provide. Now, me having that certain desire and the combination with the dreams that I had, it really was an easy way to go, and it really is what got me right to this point and what got me into trading and investing. So guys, if any one of y'all has the urge or a certain feeling to start providing for your family or your loved ones, don't hesitate and start building. That being said, guys, thank you all once again for listening to episode 3 of this podcast. I hope to see you all on the next one. Peace out.